I've never seen it.
But I mean, this is exciting because this is probably, it's rare on this show we're doing something that is completely in the zeitgeist. We just did Oscar episodes so this will be like our first after the Oscars. And so those are kind of relevant, but not really to me because no one really watched a lot of the Oscar movies this year.
It's my goal to get through all of them before the Oscars, but I just don't see that happening.
No.
Oh no, that's in 3 days.
I'm good. Like I could sit in a movie for 7 hours. Like sign me up. It's not the time. I don't even know anything about it.
I've just never had to binge a movie.
Yeah,
it is very long, but they have the break, which I'm a big fan of. Intermissions.
Yeah. I think we should do that in 90-minute movies.
Just have 45 minutes in.
I always have to pee. I don't want to miss that.
Just see if Sonic the Hedgehog, like they have Sonic the Hedgehog cliffhanger. That's my only reference movie. Sonic 3.
Not Sonic. Shout out Jim Carrey.
I haven't seen any of them.
Biggest check he's ever made. That mustache.
It was fun when we all bullied Sonic into changing what Sonic looked like.
Into being
Do you remember?
Humanoid.
And it worked.
We were correct.
It unfortunately empowered the internet too much, I think. Like we shouldn't be able to influence big studio decisions that often.
Now Sonic.
We shouldn't be able to bully Andrew Garfield's animated career.
Bully Netflix into keeping the correct series. I don't understand.
Okay, that.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah. I know it's not Andrew Garfield. What is the name of the guy who voices Sonic?
Know. Oh, Ben Schwartz.
Ben Schwartz.
The way I'm like, I don't know that stuff.
I'm just like large hair.
I have no idea. I've never seen Sonic.
John Ralphio. Well, you wouldn't see him.
Oh, yeah.
John Ralphio in Parks and Rec. He sings. He's Aziz's friend.
I don't know who that is.
It's okay.
I love this. See, this is exactly what I'm looking for in the podcast. What? Well, okay, let's do this before the script then, Kevin.
Because we can't recognize anyone. I don't know anyone's name. I had Michael Douglas help someone right next to me, and I said, remember that guy? He was married to that woman that was in that Oceans movie. And everyone was like, Catherine Zeta-Jones and Michael Douglas. I'm like, them.
Are you a mother?
No.
That's such that Oceans movie for Catherine Zeta-Jones is so funny. Like to say about like seeing her ex in person. What is it? The Oceans lady?
Yeah.
But not Julia Roberts. She wasn't one of the Ocean.
Oh, you mean Rihanna? She was in the remake.
This was before.
Yeah, that would have been difficult if Ocean's 8 had come out to contextualize who you were talking
about.
Yes,
I should have prefaced with this was in 2006.
I
wasn't even dead yet.
It wasn't.
You know what I mean?
I wasn't even dead yet either.
It was probably in 2013.
So since this, Kevin, it's your first time on here, we have a game called the NewlyGuest Game where I'm going to ask you and we're going to get to know you a little bit. This will be before we get to your Severance script. So I'm going to ask you some questions about your viewing experience. But how it's going to work is first, hey, you're going to answer what you think Kevin's answer is going to be.
Oh my God, I'm so glad we met on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So you nail it.
You guess what you figure Kevin will probably answer, and then you can give hey out of 5 points arbitrarily. Oh, that's a 4 out of 5. That's close, but not my answer. Oh, that's a 1 out of 5. That's far away. Whatever you want to do.
And then
it's
when we're
all
done,
arbitrary.
we're legally married.
Then okay. If you
we're
answer these,
married while we still can.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, what time is it? Let me see. It depends on when this episode comes out. Grab it. So grab any of them that you want out of there. I'll ask.
ADHD. Like
I was like, are these just for your neurodivergent idiot guess?
You know what it is? That actually hasn't eliminated a single guest. This is called the podcast about not paying attention during stuff.
Am I supposed to put my mouth
That's a horn.
I have to not pay attention to pay attention.
That's a whistle.
Do you like how we started this segment? But we won't start this segment.
Okay. I'm ready.
No,
whenever you want.
Let me grab this egg. I'm ready.
Great. I like that you buzz in, even though you're the only contestant to answer.
Oh yeah, you should buzz in.
All right, so I'll ask you the question, Kevin. Hey, you answer what you think Kevin's answer probably is. You can judge her answer and then give us the correct answer. What is your favorite movie?
Mean Girls. I'm sorry.
Is that close?
That was homophobic.
Honestly, so close. F4. No, not that close. I would give that a solid 3.
That's nice of you.
Yeah.
Okay. What is your favorite movie? Or at least, it's difficult to pick the.
I can tell you, like, I could just rattle off the top.
I would love that.
Okay. Hocus Pocus.
I love it.
Titanic.
Great.
Oh.
How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
Great.
Stardust.
I love all of these.
And then, I don't know that there's a 5th looming. I don't know what it is.
That's okay, but
I
not
should
Mean
have
Girls.
known when you said you liked a 7-hour movie, Titanic.
I had to lose
Really?
a guy in
And
10
in my
days.
set the other day, I talked about how I watched it twice in one day.
I just figured you were like
The one time you've met, he referenced a movie he watched twice in
You
one
said-
day,
I
and we
almost-
didn't use that info.
And I almost said that. Look, I don't listen.
I know. I had a
I'm busy.
Well, here we go. This is
I had a feeling.
our second question. What movie have you seen the most?
Oh.
Titanic.
This is crazy how this might work out. Is it Titanic, though?
Don't fuck me on this.
Not for the most amount of time, but the
Honestly.
most views.
Well, I will say, one, you just cheated, kind of, but I cheated for you. I would say a 4 for that answer.
Okay.
But I've probably seen Hocus Pocus more times.
Okay. But a 4. Maybe not quite a... What, next question.
Well, I'm trying to think of I have an airplane movie. Damn, my brain is...
I think that is a whole genre. There's like genres of movies that I don't think we contribute as genres. One is airplane. 2 is great movies you'll never watch again.
Like, I've seen Titanic definitely more than the general population, hands down. But because it's so long, it's not my most watched movie.
Right.
Yeah.
The
You're-
reps are different than the hours.
It's
work.
also like so underrated at this point, Titanic.
Thank you. Everyone wants to talk about that CGI. Thanks, TikTok. Like, yeah, sure. They had really tough time getting people to walk on a boat from a distance where we didn't have fucking drones.
I couldn't believe James Cameron didn't kill any extras.
Literally.
It would have looked so much better.
I mean, he could have.
And he does have the most
He
famous
has.
extra death, I think, in any movie ever,
Which
which
one
is
was that?
hitting the propeller guy falling down.
Oh.
Like when the boat is vertical and a guy falls down, he hits his head on the propeller and starts like tumbling.
Okay, cool.
Which is just, you specifically had to have made that. It wasn't like these were actual people just happening to fall that he picked up on camera.
That's so funny.
Yeah, that's...
What a visionary.
Crazy. That part is...
That part's
Yeah, I hate seeing people hit their head. Okay,
Yeah.
I will stop with these. Are any cats watching? Okay.
They can't anymore. We have a filter. Next question. What TV show have you rewatched the most?
Oh.
wait. I answer.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, this is such a rude game. I love it. Am I allowed to say Real Housewives? You seem like a Real House. You seem like you would over-identify.
You're
with
allowed
some
to
Real
say that.
Housewives.
For now.
Is 0.
Okay, I love that. Good for you. No,
0,
Rise
that's
above
all 5
expectations.
points.
Okay, 1. Yeah, we'll give 1 point for recognizing that I'm a homosexual. Thank you.
Takes one
But
to know one.
I will. This is crazy. Vampire Diaries.
Okay. I could see
That's
that being
gayer.
a 1 point.
That is gayer, and I should have said that.
You getting that?
I
Like,
apologize for not seeing you.
thank you.
Next question. Have you ever had a movie poster up in your room? And if so, what movie?
Okay, so it's a yes. It's a sortal and a scalar question. I went to college.
That just isolated all of our listeners.
Okay, I love that. The cats. Cats would have gotten that. I'm trying to think. What are posters?
It's sort of like a smaller, like, like outside of a movie that tells
Like
you
on
the next
phone.
ones.
Like it's on the phone but bigger.
Yeah.
Okay, I feel like that's not you, if I'm being honest. I just feel like, actually, I'm just gonna go with no. I don't feel like you've done that.
Slay. No, I have never.
Wow, 5 points for both of you.
I do have like matchbooks that were like hand painted, and it's a Hocus Pocus match.
That's great, but that's not a poster. That's a relic
Exactly.
Awesome.
It's in a frame.
under the Hocus Pocus poster. Next one. What is a popular beloved movie that you don't like?
You hate Forrest Gump.
That confidence is so good.
Like the person and the film.
Oh,
Didn't even know there was a movie about that guy. I just hate him.
I'm gonna give you like a 5 because that was hilarious and fast.
Great.
Points for speed. I like Forrest Gump. I feel like I quoted a decent amount for not having seen it in 20 years. A beloved movie that I don't like. I have no idea.
Forrest Gump.
Yeah. What movies do you guys love? I'll tell you which one
What do I love?
What do you love? And I'll tell you why you're wrong.
Yeah,
I like Groundhog Day.
never seen it.
I like The Lord of the Rings.
Love.
Love them all. I hate the Lord of the Rings television show. That doesn't count, though.
That does not count. I also
What other
agree.
things do
What
I
are
like?
those
I just
haircuts?
did like a 4 on the show.
Yeah. The
Oh my
elves.
God.
It's crazy.
It is so upsetting.
It's those convenient cuts that people get for their glasses.
There is
like
really-
all the.
I haven't got to spend much time on here, and people might disagree because I probably haven't, just blacked out hating on that show. Why is no one dirty? Why is no one dirty? You watch Lord of the Rings, the Peter Jackson Lord of the Rings. Everyone's dirty except the elves.
Yeah.
In this show, everyone's clean.
Aragon's not clean until his coronation.
Then you show
covered
up
in
and you're like, oh, like
Yeah.
you're 17 hours into movies, and then this guy has finally got wet. And then you just like,
But I was wet the whole time.
It's jarring how. And then you watch this show, and you're just like, everyone. It is the haircuts.
The haircuts
You're
are
like,
wild.
and then you know how much the show costs? $1
billion.
billion. The joke amount of money from Austin Powers.
It's just.
I thought that was 1
It's
million.
Amazon, right? What is another?
It is Amazon. Fallout. People are dirty.
Oh, did you
Oh,
guys
yeah,
see
Dusty.
the show Carnival? Carnival. I don't know. There's an elf in there too.
How dirty was he? How wet?
It was dirty. Like the fairies were prostitutes, like or
That's
sex
dirty. Okay.
workers. I
Thank
don't-
you. Thank you.
And this it was
The sex
Very
workers
good.
were prostitutes.
the sex workers were
I
prostitutes.
love the way you listen and learn.
I cannot. The show, those whole storylines in Lord of the Rings show, I'm like, I don't care about the fake hobbits. I don't need you to wedge Gandalf in such a long manner. It is so wild.
How do you be a fake hobbit? Is it like being a fake bisexual?
They are called Harfoots. Is it? Yeah, they're hobbits with
They're
boyfriends.
Herefoots.
They're like, yeah, I'm a hobbit, but I have a boyfriend.
It is all. The sets are too clean. It's all too clean. I'm just like, why is everything shiny? This is so crazy to me.
Use some of that $1 billion to buy some dirt.
I can't think of
I
any other
found my
movies I like, so I
answer.
just had to be mean. All right, what is the popular or beloved movie you don't like? What was
Top
your
Gun.
Top Gun.
Like-
Even the volleyball?
I didn't see the second one.
I thought that was. Look, I've never seen any of
The
it.
volleyball's in both.
I just have heard.
I think they
of the
volleyball in
scene.
both because I think it's a callback.
They have to.
But I mean, if you didn't like the first one, I cannot
I just
think
remember
of a
watching it
reason.
when we were little, and I was like, I'm good.
You're like 8, and you're like, I'm good.
Yeah, that was me
Such
as
a
an 8-year-old. I'm
specific
like,
answer.
no thanks.
Yeah. You were an 8-year-old tastemaker.
I'll
smoking
be in my
cigarettes.
room if anyone needs me.
No
You're
filter.
air smoking a cigarette, walking away from Top
No,
Gun.
they were real. My
Like he just walked into her bathroom.
My grandma gave me my first cigarette at 14.
Really? I think the first time I tried to puff a, what's it called when it's at the end of the cigarette?
Filter.
The cigarette butt. Yeah, just out of like an ashtray that was outside.
Oh, garbage. Oh, you were sucking on garbage?
Yeah, no, well, if you say suck on garbage, it sounds like I'm still talking about the Lord of the Rings show.
Ew, shots fired by whoever made
Nope,
that.
I don't even get a second chance at the bell. I missed.
Thanks for reverse gendering. Do you have any non-binary?
These
colored
are
bells?
actually Bailey and Sammy's bells.
Oh, because of interruption. Yeah,
And
Do you go by they, them?
I do.
Okay, great.
next question. That was 5 points for asking that question to Kevin.
Yeah.
5
Where are my
points.
points? Where are my points?
Is there a movie you love that you avoid watching because it makes you feel too emotional or sad or sentimental?
Still Magnolias.
Didn't even let the guess get out. Didn't even let the
I'm
guess
like,
get
I
out.
know my answer.
That's how emotional you feel.
Okay, wait.
Did you have a gut reaction that you would have answered?
I was also distracted by my own experience. That's almost every movie to me. That's not just like a goofy, silly comedy.
Right.
I like to avoid that. I haven't seen Parasite since it was in the theaters
Oh, I
because
can't
even
do
though
it
it's
'cause
so good, it's just
Yeah.
it's too much. It's too
That could be a
much.
good one-time watch movie.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Perfect category.
I
for
did
that.
see it a second time, and I don't know if it's not more enjoyable, but when you're not so stressed out
Yes.
the whole time, you're like, oh, this is pretty funny.
Someone gets
It's
their
funny.
head banged against concrete, right?
Yes.
I'm not good with the head banging.
Blunt trauma.
Yeah,
Because
I've-
of your dent. I listened to your set.
Finally. They just watched it on their phone.
Really quick underneath the table.
I've
See
hit my
that
head so many times. I got knocked out underwater, so I cannot
Why am I
hear
laughing?
it. Hilarious.
Why am I-
We're that concussion comedy, am I right?
If Kevin could hear you laughing right now,
But you can't because you got bonked too hard.
Yeah, exactly.
How, is it because you're tall? Why do you get bonked so much?
I was
the ocean is deeper than Kevin is tall.
Whoa.
I was very just a wild kid. Like it was all accidents and like sporting events.
Oh, these are childhood.
Yeah, I was a
this is
springboard
childhood
diver for years.
So
I
you
had
were
my-
asking for it.
Yeah, exactly.
That makes sense. Dun, 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 dun.
That would always be I swam, and if a kid hit the board during it, you just hear the, and then you have to like laugh before they come up. Like you have to get the laughing out while they're underwater.
Like
Oh,
what I
usually the team was trying to save the person. I don't know.
Oh,
Where
Oh yeah, I
Sure.
guess we could have done that looking back.
You're a comedian.
like they
You're
hit
a-
their head. Are they drowning? That was hilarious.
It would be like the least coordinated lifeguard who didn't think they would have to lifeguard because it was a swim and diving meet. They're like, I thought I would be off for this.
Oh my God.
Not you victim blaming.
Our lifeguards hated our practice.
Last one, last question.
Okay.
Have you ever walked out of a movie?
Ooh.
And if so, yes.
I feel like you do. I would say not just once. I would say it's a practice and you get your money back.
Just pick a movie.
Oh, which one? Oh, which one?
You'll never in a million years.
Guess which Avatar?
Yeah. I love Avatar.
I love when you shot your fires. What is it?
I've had
Shoot your
fights
guns.
about Avatar.
You what?
I've had like.
Well, if
full
Titanic is what you've seen the most, you like this storytelling experience. I think Avatars in theaters are great.
My friend, she's like a film editor and has a lot to say about Avatar. You guys will have a great conversation probably about it. She was like hours, and I'm like, I'm okay, fine. It sucks. Next.
Okay, I've never seen any avatars, but I'm gonna go with the most recent one. That was the worst one, and you walked out.
No, I haven't. I love Avatar.
You just said he loved them.
Is the my head?
Yeah.
Well, shit. What's
Stay with
another-
us.
Let's narrow it down. What is a year? Give the year
I
the
was
last
gonna
time you
ask
walked
that.
out of a
Yeah,
movie.
have you done so in the last year?
No.
Okay.
I've walked out of a play
that, Dune
and
2.
I've fallen asleep, but
Well, that just
the
makes
last time
sense.
I walked out of a movie was must have been like early 2000s.
Oh.
I feel like then Jurassic Park too scary. Is that?
Oh, no, fuck. I did walk out of a movie recently.
Oh no, was it Jurassic World?
No. Oh, should I check my AMC stubs?
Oh, you're like that. Don't say Paddington. Don't say Paddington.
Oh, don't. It wasn't Paddington.
No,
I
that would
haven't
be
seen that
crazy.
one. I just watched the first Paddington though.
Good. That's a movie I won't rewatch.
Oh, they're
'cause of
great.
emotions.
But yeah, they
The
definitely.
first one's so good.
Dude,
I didn't.
the recent one.
The second one
vibes.
is probably
I did
even
not
better.
Yeah,
expect it.
it's a abolitionist film, and I'm not joking.
Yeah.
This is gonna
Now I'm
be
excited.
hilarious.
Have you
so in a
seen
couple
Paddington
years.
in
Oh
Peru?
yes, I think that they're all. I mean, they just know what they're doing.
They know
they're
exactly
making good movies.
who they are.
There's a lot of Detective Pikachu was a good movie. I
Can we
watched that.
wait? I have to scream. Detective Pikachu. I saw in theaters twice. One in IMAX, and then
You couldn't figure he didn't solve it the first time you saw it.
Yeah, I didn't get it. Obviously,
Wasn't Ryan Reynolds Pikachu?
Ryan Reynolds was Pikachu, which is kind of the worst part. But just pretend you don't know that if you're watching it, if you're on the rewatch. No, it's so good. The
This is
creative.
gonna sound.
Oh, I know exactly what it was.
What year was
Yes.
it? Was it last
It
year?
was this past year.
Okay.
Is it an Oscar nom?
No.
I walked out of the Brutalist. I forgot there was a second
really
half.
don't wanna-
I was like, everyone walked out of the Brutalist. It was
I don't
crazy.
get it.
There's only been 2 movies ever, and there's people in this movie I really like. But
Is it Baby Girl?
no,
Was it The Substance? I'm just guessing
I
something
love The
surprising.
Substance.
Okay.
What was it?
and isn't this Essence nominated?
It is.
Um,
Like he won't let their guests get out without criticism. Why would you even suggest that guest? It's been eliminated through
covered this.
discourse.
and like rewind, play the tape. Okay.
I'm not gonna listen to the tape. What is it?
If
What
there
is
was
it?
playback, Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice 2?
Oh.
Beetlejuice?
Whoa.
I watched Beetlejuice for the first ever time, the first one, the week before that one came out,
Oh, really?
to then go see that one. And I loved the first one.
The first one's incredible.
And then I watched the second one and I was like, this is fun. Why is there so much happening?
I was exhausted, and I started dozing. It was a late show, and I was like, oh, I think I just need to go to
Yeah.
sleep and maybe try again later.
There were some fun jokes and he's so committed and everyone seemed to be having a real good time making the movie.
Yeah.
But I thought that there was so many storylines. And I just watched the first Beetlejuice where there's almost no storylines.
It's just like, look at him go.
Yeah.
The first movie I ever walked out on, and the only other one, I am distracted. This one is a real, I feel like, polarizing opinion.
Okay.
Was Lost in Translation.
Oh, when
Okay.
he's in the airport?
That's
Right?
the
That's
terminal.
Terminal.
Whoops. But it's Thomas Hanks.
It's
Bill Murray.
Fuck.
But what else do you know about it? Hey.
I was a villain.
But Forrest Gump is in
I
it,
was
right?
at it 12 hours ago.
the Box of Chocolates movie.
I'm just happy to be here. Oh, yeah, I hate that one.
Lost
Okay.
in Translation. So you saw it in theaters?
I did. I was
And-
too young to see. I was like
Yes, you-
snuck in.
I've seen half of it, too. The Rip Them. She
It
doesn't
was-
say it that way, but I'm white.
I started
What
literally
year
falling
was?
asleep.
Because Lost in Translation. I don't want to ask anyone how old they are. But I'm interested.
I have a laser.
I was
face
23
laser
last year.
2003.
22 this
This
year.
came out in 2003. I think I saw it.
Yes, I was a teen.
So it's sort of like if it hits you at the right time, it's like a vibe, or
Yeah,
it's one of
maybe
these.
not for 13-year-olds. Maybe
Maybe
I should
not for 13. You didn't understand the subtleties of life having passed you by. At 13.
Now I would be like, yeah. Cigarette.
Like, why doesn't he just get it together?
Yeah, literally. I was like, this guy is a loser.
I
What if he
just saw
got his
something.
driver's license.
And now he is me.
I like saw something about referencing Lost in Translation about how we are just very okay with humongous celebrities doing tons of ads now. And you used to be sort of deemed a sellout.
Right.
Ads were for actors you didn't know.
Totally.
And you would be deemed a sellout if you started doing
Make actors
800
sellouts
things.
again.
Yeah, and people would like bully you. They'd be like, or you're like low-lifing it. They're like,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
can't
yeah.
believe.
Oh.
And that was the whole thing was actors would then have to go to other
Overseas.
countries and do commercials. And so that was like the thing with Lost in Translation was he was a actor who didn't want to seem washed up, so he was doing whiskey ads. And they're like, this was referencing a way we used to feel where now that character would just do whiskey. Bryan Cranston and Aaron Paul have a whiskey.
He would now be on TikTok Live selling it.
And
Yeah.
it'd be his own brand.
Right.
And
they're
he'd
just,
have a lip line.
everyone has a million of these. And he's like, this person was like, I don't know if we need to bring back You're a Sellout, but that like used to sort of seem like,
Yeah.
can't you,
Bring him back.
I think we should because I want more actors who are working and getting into it to be in ads. Because I want you to be like, okay, I'm surviving by getting these commercials and stuff like that instead of losing like a commercial gig to two people who were on a TV show last year.
Sure. Yeah. I don't have to go to a Swedish airport to see you wear a watch.
I think I remember when I saw Lost Translation, I was like, it hit me. I think I was probably like 20 when I saw it for the first time in college, and I'm like, yeah, movies don't need to. You can whisper.
You can't whisper. It's crazy.
You can whisper at a girl's ear. That's how stuff ends.
Ew.
It's
I
like
don't-
the famous. It's like the ending of the movie is like he
really?
whispers something to Scarlett
We don't
Johansson.
know. We walked
But
out.
even like when I did see it, I was
Scarlett
like,
Johansson in it?
yeah,
Oh.
she's it's like 2003. So
I
I'm not sure
really
how old she
didn't
was
remember.
then. Okay, great. What we want to do now is talk about Severance.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I watched the last I went over to an Apple TV household and I watched the last episode.
I was at Tim Cook's home.
Yeah.
Wait, you're caught up on it?
I
Like,
am
you
now
watched-
caught up on it. I did my homework. I'm a last minute guest. I can listen to that. Thank you.
Probably don't need
Yeah, I don't
Oh,
think
this
you
is-
had to watch Severance to read this.
What famously you
'Cause
don't.
I actually have no fucking clue.
What do you want to? Is there anything you want to preface that you know about Severance,
I
or
have-
that you are bringing into this?
Me? Oh.
Oh, you? Me.
Oh, Kevin.
Oh, I was like, I truly have no idea what Severance is about. Like,
Great.
people will be like, "You watch Severance?" No, and then someone will be like, "Don't spoil. Like, I haven't caught up," so that everyone just stops talking about it. And I'm definitely one of those people where if too many people are hyping up a show, I am not watching it. I
Right.
will watch it in 2 years, and then
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
like, "Have you guys seen Severance?"
That was me with the first season. I watched it a few months ago.
I started Game of Thrones at season 6, and I was like, "Have you guys seen Game of Thrones?" And everyone's like, "I hate you."
We've all been talking about this all day, every day. That was the last show
We
that I
do Game
think.
of Thrones nights.
Yeah, that was the last one that felt. I don't know if anything is quite. I don't know if it was the pandemic and the strike and all these things. That Game of Thrones is the last one. This is the first time it's felt almost zeitgeisty like
Sure.
that, where we're having a collective conversation about a
Phenom.
What
show.
about White Lotus?
White Lotus.
is getting there.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
wish
yeah.
more people were watching the Dune. Did you watch the Dune HBO series?
No, I did not.
I've heard about it.
It's
You like it?
So good, in my opinion.
I do think it's a lot harder to become one of these now.
Yeah.
Even when Game of Thrones was on, HBO was like, HBO. You know, you would they would have a show at a time or two shows at a time. And some stuff people talk about, and I just wonder about the
You think
staying power
Severance
of
is
all
that
this.
big?
No, I don't. I don't think anything will probably ever be that big
'Cause
again,
I'm like-
honestly.
There's like niche zeitgeist.
But there is
now.
like, this is everyone is really like Jake. You haven't seen Severance, right?
No.
And I the Game of Thrones, it was like
Well, you're about to know.
people were like,
nothing
I'm
else
gonna
about
sit
it.
you down and have you watch Game of Thrones. It was
I've
such
made
a different
people-
thing.
Yeah.
Well, and I think it being HBO means you kind of, if you don't have it, you have to gather somewhere. Like people were planning events around watching.
Right. I
it.
have an HBO login.
Exactly.
Remember, it was like I have the login.
Exactly.
Because
to
no
Game
one
of
really had it
Thrones.
before then. I
No,
feel.
I like.
I
And
had to watch Game of Thrones like 3 times, like to episode 4, and then it was like a lawnmower starting,
yeah.
and then I finally got into it, and I was like obsessed.
I mean, it was really great in it.
I even like House of the Dragon.
I like House of the Dragon as well. It suffers from what Severance does to me, which is I lose interest because it's so long in between seasons.
Right.
Oh yeah,
And this was with the strike and everyone just taking their time with everything.
I'm so excited for Wicked 2, the next
Oh my
Wicked.
God.
By the way, and they're like a year apart. I'm like,
Yeah, year long.
A year apart from
Hello.
movies I can do. That's less time
Yeah.
than this show.
I
That's
know.
true.
And this is a
That's
big
true.
giant production that has to have Ariana Grande in the same place for 6 months.
Yeah, I'm
True.
like, just film 5 seasons and then drop it when it's ready.
I am so
Sure,
firmly
might be a
in
bad
that
investment.
camp. I love shows that it's like Abbott Elementary, 24 episodes a season, coming out every year.
Rarely do
this
we
is
do that
great. We're
anymore.
doing this. Some shows, they go and they come back, and you're just like, well, all of the children are 20. Everyone is in Game of Thrones. There's like a season where Bran is not really in it, and then he comes back, and the kid is like 5'11".
It was crazy.
Is that the
It
Ellen
was jarring.
DeGeneres of this show? Maybe not. I haven't seen Game of Thrones.
I don't know if anyone's the Ellen
I don't
DeGeneres of
know.
There's
Game
like
of
What does that
some
Thrones.
there's some
mean?
gay twerp that died, and everyone was really happy that he died, and he looks like Ellen DeGeneres.
What?
Whoa, that
You know what
was
I'm talking about.
that was wild. I was like, someone came out in the show and then lost their career and had to make a comeback.
And now it's a very
I don't know
cancelable
what you're
white
talking about.
lady.
Like one of the.
Joffrey.
Oh,
Joffrey was like the evil king.
I thought you meant
and then
died in
dies,
real life.
And Joffrey did
No.
have
This ain't
blonde
Glee.
hair and blue eyes. That is correct.
Yeah.
yeah, he is.
Yeah. And evil.
Okay.
Also quit
And
acting,
evil.
I think, because of that.
He was. Oh yeah. I mean, he was so good in the show
So
that I
good.
think his regular life was difficult.
You mean people hate him?
Yeah.
They think
The-
he's they think
'Cause
he's
people
Ellen in real
cannot
life.
separate.
Yeah, it's so funny to call Joffrey Ellen.
I'm
It was a wild. I didn't stretch this morning. I'm glad we just got that in.
I'm working
Yeah,
with what I got.
he really bullied his assistants in the same way that Ellen seemed to get in trouble for doing. But it's not even you got there and knew who she was
Thank
talking
you.
about.
Thank you.
Welcome.
It's gay.
I don't know if
ally.
is that meaner to Ellen or Joffrey.
I'm trying to be mean to both.
It's
Both.
meaner to Ellen for sure.
I guess Joffrey killed lots of people.
Yeah.
We don't know about we don't know what Ellen did.
No, we do.
Joffrey
Everyone
literally-
told
Joffrey
us.
shot
Same.
sex working prostitutes with a bow and arrow.
Okay, so Severance, it's permeated a little bit, but have seen none of it. Is there? Did you say you look anyway? You say you look at character names.
I just Googled Severance character names.
Great.
Smart. Very smart.
and
And then
okay.
I kind of like just saw a few in the IMDb, and I
Awesome.
just picked 3 that were in a decent amount of episodes,
Okay,
Great.
word.
maybe 4.
We will cast it however you'd like. I'll just have you do sort of the stage directions,
Okay.
and then let us know. We'll play whoever else.
I don't even know how many people are in here.
And you can also cast it as if anyone pops up, just point to one of us and we can
Yeah.
read it too.
Okay, you could be Mark.
Great.
I
You'll
knew
be
it.
Bert.
Thank you.
And
Joffrey is an Ellen. We once made a T-shirt because someone asked if Gollum was a Yoda.
This is
He was
just
like he hadn't seen
that.
Lord of the Rings or Star Wars, but he's like Gollum's like a Yoda, right?
He is, right? I also have
I
it's
want-
so crazy to have like one of the most high intelligence beings and
Gollum.
who
Yeah.
can just focus on a fucking
But
ring.
he was just like
He's
Gollum's a
nonverbal.
Yoda, right? And I'm like, is Ellen a Joffrey? I don't know if I could. I feel like those are two entities that would send me a cease and desist if I made a T-shirt.
Well,
but
let's find out.
yeah.
Oh,
Okay, I'll be Mark.
Okay.
Hey, you'll be Bert.
wait, you're gonna have to do a lot.
Should I be Harmony also?
And then Harmony, and
How come
Dylan.
I don't
Dylan,
remember
great.
Harmony? You don't mean Helly, do you?
I don't know. Is there a Harmony?
I love asking details. Now, what nuance did you look?
Was there a
I think you
harmony?
flubbed some
I
details.
was wondering. Look, I watched Severance. I don't understand it either. Okay, we'll figure it out.
We'll allow
And
a
then,
character name mistake.
Is it not Harmony?
I couldn't answer.
I think there's someone named Harmony.
We'll find out.
damn.
It's okay. We'll find out.
It's
Yeah,
fine.
Honestly, my ADHD,
wait
I
to
could have
get
been
to know
reading
her.
something else at the same time.
Word.
I thought who is Patricia Arquette's character?
Oh, she might be named Harmony.
Oh, we'll know her last name, Cobell, Miss Cobell,
Yeah.
but it could be Harmony.
Oh.
Harmony Cobell sounds.
It's a good
creepy,
name.
right? Yeah.
Okay, well, picture her.
Okay, great.
And then there's one more.
Devin.
Devin.
Is that milkshake?
And then I'll be Devin. It's
Great.
like 2 lines, and then
Amazing.
and
Very
then I'll
excited.
do stage direction.
Amazing.
This is so bad. Okay, fine. Who cares?
You said not to be. Your formatting is better than almost anything we've ever had on here.
Oh, really?
No one has used the phrase title card in the history of this show.
We love an open, you know?
Yeah, we have once had someone say exterior a horse. So I think just know that whatever you're working with is incredible
That's
here.
merch. No, that's merch.
I mean, I've written a few pilots, so
And it
but like
shows.
it's
Well, these days
it's been
being a
minute.
pilot might be a dangerous career.
Shout out FAA. Okay.
Couldn't grab any instruments. Okay, I love this is my favorite one to hold up. It's not even like long enough to justify the weird
How much
shape.
time America has left?
Damn.
Children's sand timer.
Exterior
Exterior horse.
exterior office building. I'm dyslexic a little bit. Okay. Exterior office building parking lot day. A group of office workers stand around an old rusted through dumpster in the corner of a desolate parking lot. All of them look to see you to what seems to be the boss. Mark, 40s, white nerd. In an office show? No way. Takes a Zippo out of his pocket. He strikes it on his thigh. The wind blows it out. He lights it again. It stays aflame. A bead of sweat drips down his face. He throws the lighter into the dumpster. He exhales. The crowd fidgets. The dramatic music stops.
Go.
Mark nods towards the dumpster. Bert, the intern, old, like Christopher Walken,
Old.
peeks over the lip of the bin, turns back to Mark, shakes his head. Mark shoos him towards the bin. The intern climbs into the dumpster. The trash rustles. He takes a quick glance at a dead body, female, 50s, glasses, wearing the same badge as everyone else. He finds the lighter, lights her hair on fire. He struggles to crawl out of the bin. He crashes on the ground, gets up, grabs his elbow in pain, walks back to the circle of people next to Mark. The bin goes up in flames. Title card, Severance. This is the show, right?
So you've seen the show.
Yeah. So if it's not this, then I don't know why anyone's watching it. Interior Mark's office later. Mark plays with a bop it. Sitting on his, I'm adding words too, because this is first edit.
Because you're in flow state.
Yeah.
But Bop It was already in here. I don't want anyone to, I want everyone to know Bop It made the first draft.
Bop it will be in every script I ever write. Bop it on his spinning desk chair. Bert watches from the corner and keeps score of each bop on the piece of paper.
Fuck!
The buzzer goes off.
6.
I'm beginning to think you can't even count.
36.
That makes more sense.
The door flies open. Harmony, 40, blonde, HBIC, walks in. Mark throws the bop it at Bert. It hits him in the face, letting out a squeeze it. Bert hides it under his ass. The game lets out a muffled push it.
Why did you write porn? Oh. Hey, fuckface. Who let you lay off Charlize?
I don't know who that is.
Harmony holds up a phone displaying a photo of Mark with Charlize's charred body engulfed in flames. Mark's smile shines through the screen.
How about I let go of a couple of your minions?
You can't. My minions actually work here. Charlize was using word art from 1996. Not sure that's going to win any awards.
Hey, Dylan, get over here.
She winks at Mark.
Don't.
Dylan, 35, computer nerd, beard, glasses, shy AF, appears in the doorway.
Ma'am, what can...
Harmony hits him on the back of the head.
Ma'am,
Sorry, miss. What can I...
pack your shit. You're fired.
No. Hold the fuck up. Oh, wait, this is Mark. No, hold the fuck up. Go back to your desk. You are not fired.
Harmony puts her arm up to stop Dylan from moving.
Don't even think about it. You're fired.
No, you are not.
Charlize for Dylan.
Not a fair trade. He was first in his class at Stanford.
Trying to remember the name of your last agency. What was it again?
Exterior office building, parking lot day. Dylan lays lifeless in the dumpster. Harmony stands atop a step ladder with a flamethrower. She annihilates the spin with flames. Mark watches in anger. Interior break room night. Devin takes a beer out of the refrigerator. Bert walks in. He reaches in the cabinet and grabs a bottle of whiskey. Devin leans against the counter, takes a swig and stares at him. Every day you amaze me. Bert pours a cup of whiskey and sits at the table. How the hell you don't drive a knife right into that weak little man's dick? Bert sips his whiskey. Interior crotch night. Mark unbuckles his seatbelt. Phone buzzes. Text from my love. The food is taking forever. Be home in 30. Interior living room continuous. The door opens.
Babe, we could have just had it delivered.
A woman walks behind the couch. The food gets handed over the couch. She sets up dinner on the coffee table. She sits down next to him. It's Harmony. They kiss. She leans her head on him.
Oof, today was awful.
Yeah, you really came in hot for Sharon.
Charlize. I really liked her.
Do you think we're being too final with this severance package?
Maybe. At least when we pushed them off the roof, they had a shot at getting rehired.
We need to talk about your dad.
He can't count. I know. Just give him another week. Oh, wow.
That's it.
Do you think Severance is a mob show? Why is everyone dead in the trash?
Because it was their severance package.
Severed from all life.
They were, yeah.
Severed
Here's your
from
severance.
this
Might as well
world.
just piss on
Look,
it.
the reveal of people and being with other people outside of work they might not be. Nailed it.
It could be in like a weird whirl. I was like, oh, maybe the severance actually goes to their this is like a high intense job, and if you get severanced, your family gets paid for life. Like,
Severanced?
you do it for your
Or severed.
family.
It is
You like, maybe
wild.
hope to get fired.
I don't know how you actually completely nailed the tone of the show.
Yeah.
Some
Really?
minute, the details of what is what, maybe not, but like this is kind of, I'm like, yeah, this is kind of the energy I feel from the
Great.
show.
If you guys are hiring writers.
I love everyone ending up in the trash can. I love heightening it to flamethrowers. And like I said, people seeing each other in and out of work.
Yeah.
Big part of the show.
Having a secret relationship that's a secret from yourself. You nailed
Big
that.
part of the show.
I totally thought I fucked up. I was like, it's Charlize, not Sharon. And I was like, oh, I wrote that. It was supposed to be.
I like correcting me on reading your writing properly.
I mean, the only mistake there is that, like, she wouldn't remember what happened at work that day.
Well, yeah.
But that's okay.
Wait, what do you mean?
Well, because...
Oh, yeah, I guess we could tell you what Severance is
yeah,
about.
so...
I like they're like, well, you actually had an inaccuracy.
Wait,
Have you
I'm like, what do you mean?
well, it's like they do have a secret relationship that they would.
so the plot of Severance as a thing. Well, you know what we should do? We got to take a break, and then we'll be right back.
Oh, break.
Do they take that long in between?
They took a long time between I think it was 2021 and then this year.
They couldn't, like, decide on... They spent a lot of money.
And then there was
How many seasons are there?
this is the
This is the
second. I think they
second
said they're
one.
only going to do 3 and end it.
Oh, I'll wait till the third one's done.
Yeah.
And then we won't...
I'm a
continue.
binger.
The general, if it's like a spoilerless plot, is people become severed to where they don't remember going to work.
What?
So you show up to work.
I thought
and
it was like a real life workplace job.
there is like a workplace version of you, and then when you leave work, that part turns off, and your non-work part turns on.
So the company argues that, the work you do is so proprietary that you can't be trusted to follow, say, an NDA or whatever. You can't even tell your spouse. So
Yeah.
you literally have your outside life, which is your Audi, and you don't know what you do all day, and then you're innie that's like never seen the
Oh,
sky.
wow, that's great. Okay,
so there's like a person inside.
workplace.
Yeah, so there's like a
Yeah.
person
So-
inside work who's
okay.
essentially never really slept
That
and never
kinda-
really
yeah.
met anyone, doesn't know anything.
Never
It's all very,
fucked.
and so it's this. That's sort of its like thing is separating your work and your life, and they're
Wow, I'm
unraveling.
so
what the
much
business
more
is.
interested in the show now.
Oh, it's a pretty good elevator pitch
civil
of a
rights,
show.
Civil rights questions come up
Okay.
if you're interested in that.
Yeah.
Nope,
if you're
can't
not,
say it here.
if you're not, there's goats.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there is.
What?
Yeah.
So we can appeal across the whole board here,
Should
whether
have
you're
put a
interested in
goat
like
in
the
here.
breaking down of severe civil rights abuses or just what are those goats doing. There's really something for
Wow.
I think
everybody.
you can have both.
I
No.
would have loved to put a goat in here had I known.
Then set it on fire in the dumpster.
Maybe.
I will say
Maybe it would have eaten the charred body.
something about this feels like it could be the season finale.
There is a severity to yours that I think I could see the show heightening its way to at some point.
Yeah.
All right, great. Oh, I wonder if there's. I mean, I don't want to spoil anything about it. You know that, but it is such a spoilerific show
Oh, who
that
is
if
Mark?
anyone is Adam Scott.
Yeah.
Small mouth.
What's he like?
Yeah,
Is he a boss?
he is just a guy who works there.
He's just a regular.
So it
Joe.
sort of follows generally four people who kind of all hold the same job,
Yeah.
and you know a little bit of their bosses,
What is
and
their
you know a little bit
job?
of their. Strictly, we don't explicitly know.
MDR.
They do something called macro data refinement, and the vagueness of it is also part of the secret of the show. So it's like humdrum nothingness is kind of what it is.
On the screen, you literally show them like numbers are wiggling around and they drag a number. and
Have
put it
you
in a
watched I
box.
Think You Should Leave, the Tim Robinson sketch show?
No.
Okay. There's like a sketch in that
The egg
that's sort of
sketch?
like references the weird, vague computerness. They're kind of doing nothing, and so that's sort of one of the secrets. But, you know, if.
But is everyone okay? So Mark leaves his office job. He walks out the door. He has no idea.
You
what
go up
he
an
did.
elevator and it like clicks your head, and you're outside
and
person.
then do other outside people also have this at their jobs?
No, this is like the floor of the business. Everyone knows about it, so people are like Mark's sister knows that he is a severed employee, so she's never talked to his inside person. And so everyone has their different levels of like, we think this is horrific versus it's okay to separate your
Like
work life.
Severance.
Yeah.
So, like,
severed from something. I was thinking
Clever.
severance. Like
I think that
here's
all
your
plays
to-go
into it.
package.
Well, that's because
Yeah.
they're clever.
Yeah.
That's what they wanted you
yeah,
to think.
and I'm stupid.
Well, it's like you could. No one said that.
No.
I'm not saying. No one said that. So it's
That's
like
5
you could
points.
be in your script.
Deduct 5.
You could be
Deal.
married to someone, and at work you don't know.
So
Right.
do
That's
they
what I thought you were
apply, or are they plucked out of the population?
They do apply. They give you a little bit, you
I
know,
would never let
everything.
my spouse
It's all
apply.
good questions, and what I do like about the show, I'm
They're
not
fucking people at work.
is it doesn't let questions linger. Like if you're like, this is weird. You know how some shows will drag something out for like a season where you're just like, they would talk about this. This show talks about it that episode.
Yeah.
Nothing drags out.
Oh, that's
they
nice.
address everything that could possibly be addressed
people
almost
have-
immediately.
Work relationships.
Yeah.
There are things like that, and then those people exist outside of it, not knowing about the other ones. Basically, any question you would have, because the show doesn't really beat around the bush about anything,
Yeah.
would be answered in the show and is a spoiler. Like, it is a hard show to talk about without spoiling
That's
major
why I've
things.
never heard about it.
Yeah.
People that Severance don't talk about Severance.
No, literally.
Yeah, what we talk about when we don't talk about Severance, my favorite short story. Yeah, so it is a tough show to really talk about any plot point because they address everything. But basically, the crux is you have this inside work and outside of work version of yourself that are these two separate people.
When
Moral
is it
questions
set?
about that? Up now-ish, I think.
That's what's interesting. It's an interesting question because they definitely have like vintage cars, and I don't see like an iPhone at
But
any
vintage in the fact that it's like
So no cell phones,
they have cell phones.
but not
at
at
his
work.
sister's house. These are also like
do?
it's a
Okay.
weird community, and I think it's sort of unanswered specific question. Everyone drives like late '80s to '91 cars, like the long boxy
Yeah.
sort of
Yeah.
cars. So
But they have cell phones.
I think that his sister has one. I think there's phones, and they really don't.
We're looking for that answer, Severance.
Yeah,
the vibe is that it's like maybe a very remote town.
it
that
seems
is
like an
built-
isolated
The
town.
entire community.
Could this town be
or
snipped off from the
economy
rest?
is built around. It's like call it Minnesota. It's snowy. It's desolate, and almost everyone who lives there works there, whether they know it or not. I mean, they know they work there, but they don't know what they do there.
Yeah.
That's so.
So
scary.
it's good. It's interesting.
Are they rich?
I think everyone does make good enough money to where their outside version of their person doesn't want to walk away from this job because then they don't ever go to work. You know what I mean? They go in an elevator and 1 second later they're out leaving work. So you never, if you're the
that's
outside
nice.
person, right?
You know
Oh
what? I
my
changed
God.
my mind.
We
We
dream
should
of
all
seven.
work there.
Sever me.
Sever Me Daddy, my new podcast.
I'll be a guest.
But I like it. I'm not. The time off made me not as excited.
Yeah.
I think this show succeeds where most shows don't. House of the Dragon being one of them. At immediacy of their story.
Yeah.
There is no Damon spends 7 episodes
Oh
walking
my
around a haunted
God,
house.
I wish he was severed.
And I love him and that show.
Me too.
I think he's so good. And I even thought that the
But I'm
first
like, how
episode
many
of that
times
was
can we
great.
do
But how
this?
many times can he
Fucking
get creeped out by a
sleepwalking.
lady? Apparently it's a whole one season.
Yeah, it's
He walked
actually
in. It's the
all the
whole
time.
season. He was kind of the get of the cast, right? Matt Smith was really coming off like The Crown and Doctor Who, and he was like pretty famous. And then they just let him for one whole season walk around.
They
That's why he was the get. They're like, you're filming by yourself.
He's like,
Right.
you can work from
His
home for
schedule
House
didn't
of the
work.
Dragon.
Yeah.
We
We'll
gave you
get
3
yours
green
knocked out in
screens.
4 days
Yeah.
because it's the same footage.
He was busy.
It's like when Arrested Development came back and they shot it not in the same place while they were having conversations.
I didn't watch that
Oh,
show either.
Arrested Development's really good.
They do it.
I just
season?
watched the Blue Myself episode.
They're all
That
like
makes
that
sense.
funny.
Okay.
And then it went away, and then Netflix brought it back, and some of the people couldn't be there. But this is a comedy in a room of riffing.
Yeah.
So everyone's lit a little. It looks uncanny for some of the parts because they're like, and then you're like, oh, Will Arnett wasn't even here, and he's shooting a conversation with 4 other people. It's not sort of like big green screen show. It's just a very weird vibe.
That is crazy.
And also everyone is 10 years older. Like they've all gone from 42 to 52 in age.
And that's a big one.
It's no 12 to 22, but it's a big one.
12 to 22 is insane.
That is always. I haven't
Shout
watched
out
Euphoria, but
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
like,
Shaquette.
yeah, they only went 12 to 15 and then died.
Ooh. Wow.
I don't know much about Glee, just that all the kids keep dying from
Only
the
5?
show.
Oh my God.
Only
That
5.
seems like a lot.
It is. That's
That would be a lot if it was a high school class of 400.
If I was in that
It's-
show, I'd be very careful. Phineas, that's Billie Eilish's brother.
He was
he
in
the
Glee.
show?
You know, maybe I made that up. I thought he was.
Billie Eilish's brother was
Because
in Glee.
Phineas used to be more famous than. Fact check me. Fact check me, Daddy.
don't
That's
remember
my podcast.
him.
I mean, I looked up Billie
Or
Eilish.
maybe it was like.
Appeared in the 6th season of Glee as a recurring character named Alistair.
I don't remember that.
Ew.
Phineas O'Connell.
He does
That's a
random small
fucking
roles.
J.K. Rowling ass name.
Honestly,
That's the Irish kid at Hogwarts. Is Phineas O'Connell.
he's the king's transphobe of Hogwarts.
He makes Slytherin beats. I'll give him that.
Slytherin Beats.
Oh no.
That's my new DJ name.
DJ Slither, but it's Slither space in space Beats, and you just wear
Exactly.
Beats headphones.
For DJ nights that end at 9 p.m. because it's only millennials nearing 40.
Yeah,
Sorry.
everyone just wears a scarf and a.
Not you. Just
No. We didn't discuss ages. We're all 12.
Hogwarts.
Yeah.
We got a couple games we want to play, and then we're gonna get out here. One of them, the first game that we're going to play. Ooh, yeah, they're different tones even.
Oh my god.
This game is called Before and Afters.
Before and after.
Much like United 93 and Night Bitch combined into Unite Bitch to 93 over there, how this works is 2 movies are smashed together into one. I will read you the smashed together plot. You have to tell me the smashed together title. You can work together. You can compete against. The current score is 18 to 25. Kevin, you're winning.
Oh, I didn't know this was a competition.
What did I get points on? That's
I
great.
gave you some points if Hay was really far off on stuff about you.
Oh.
And also, you do at the end get 75 more points for writing a script.
Oh, this is so it's rigged.
No, just 75
No,
points for
I'm
writing a
very
script.
open to
This
listening.
game's worth 1 point, so you could catch up. So here's Wolf
I
of
love
Wally
women.
Street. There's an example.
Wolf
Wolf of
of
Wall Street and Wally put together.
So-
Severance, we said. Severance and Ants put
Okay.
together. Fargo would be
Oh,
Argo and Fargo put together. So I'll read you the plot. You have to tell me the smash together title.
Okay. I was like planning out beats.
You're happy to work together.
Yeah.
Happy, or you can compete against one another. Whatever you'd
I'd
like
rather
to do.
be a team if that's okay with you.
Yeah, let's be a team.
Number 1.
I need a pen.
Do not write on these scripts. No. Number 1, an author during the civil rights movement decides to write a book detailing the maid's point of views working for a white family whose son was raised in the North Pole.
Health.
It is Health. It is the Help and Health put together. We are. Oh wait, I have to. It is Help.
That was
Health or Help.
crazy.
I would have accepted
Wait,
all of.
I didn't realize you have an answer and we're trying to find it.
Yeah, yeah.
And you nailed
I would like
it.
to be
Did you think
competing.
We are no longer on a team.
I mean, we were. I didn't do shit.
Number 2, a young teenager learns martial arts to defend himself against bullies who hold it against him that he is a witch with green skin.
Defying karate.
It's Wicked Kid or the Karate Wicked.
The Karate Wicked is correct.
Oh, we're calling karate with kids.
We're
1
crushing
point
it.
for Hay.
You are. You really are.
2.
I'm happy to watch.
All right, 2 more. 2 more. They get a little harder. An elite special forces team are being unknowingly stalked by a technologically advanced extraterrestrial, the Norse god of thunder.
Wait, what's the first part?
Yeah, can you say actually all of it?
An elite special forces team is being unknowingly stalked by a technologically advanced extraterrestrial who is the Norse god of thunder.
Okay, so what's the first part? What's a team that's being stalked by an extraterrestrial? It's
That'd
really
be like
smart.
Alien, right?
Is that I didn't watch Alien, and then the second part would be
Thor, whatever.
You're close, but it is not Alien. But you have the second part.
It's not Alien.
You're in the same universe. Eventually.
Well, it's Predator's also an alien. Predator.
Predator is correct. Predator is correct.
Whoa. Whoa. I didn't know I could do anything.
I didn't know I could
That's
do
all I
anything.
needed.
That was amazing.
Y'all keep going. That was good enough for me.
No.
Last
We're
one.
still in the game.
This one's worth 10
I'm-
points.
Okay.
Oh, now you need me.
Yeah, I needed you the whole time, actually.
And isn't that the lesson?
While awaiting trial, a man at a state hospital develops a relationship with a woman obsessed with his persona, and the two team up with their commanding officer to hatch a matchmaking scheme a week before their wedding.
Let's run it back.
This one is hard. This one is a
Jesus
10-pointer.
Christ.
Do you mind pausing between the concepts? That will help
No,
my
I
little
can't even
brain.
tell you when the concepts are.
Whoa.
I have
Okay.
concepts of a plan.
Whoa.
While awaiting trial, a man at a state hospital develops a relationship with a woman obsessed with his persona, and the two team up with their commanding officer to hatch a matchmaking scheme a week before their wedding.
I've never
A
seen it.
matchmaking scheme a week before the wedding. What is that?
A week before
This
a wedding.
one is hard.
Is this a classic? Is this like
One of these is a classic,
One of these is
and
a
the other
classic.
one
With
I
Adam
would call
Sandler in
an
it?
no, and the other one
Okay.
would be I call an antithesis of a classic, but it's pretty new.
It's new. A match. What's a
Jake, you can chime in with one if you know either of them. While awaiting a trial, if not, that's fine. A man at a state hospital develops a relationship with a woman obsessed with his persona.
who's a
And
movie
the
with
two
someone obsessed
team
with
up
a
with their
persona?
commanding officer to hatch a matchmaking scheme a week before
Their
their wedding.
commanding officer, so they're in the military or cops.
Imagine making a movie and someone calls it the antithesis of a classic. That's the worst thing you could say. That's cool.
That's
so cool.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Is it? I'm like, what's into this?
I've never seen a hospital.
Would you like to
rom-
know an actor in the first or the second movie?
First.
Yeah.
Would you like to know the man at the state hospital who that actor is, or the woman obsessed with his persona who that actress is?
Whichever one's more famous.
Lady Gaga.
Oh.
No more information is gathered.
It's not.
But it's not a
Star is
TV
Born.
show.
No.
It's not a Star
Oh.
is Born, right?
It could be A Star Is Born.
While awaiting trial, a man at a state
Awaiting
hospital
trial?
develops a relationship with a woman obsessed with his persona.
What movies was she just in?
And the two team up
Frickin',
with their commanding officer to hatch a matchmaking scheme a week before their wedding.
Oh, the Joker shit, right?
Oh yeah. Okay, so it's Joker for sure.
You like looking for facial like
Yeah.
it's a poker
It's
game?
Joker, and then the other one is a matchmaking.
Scheme.
What the fuck is a matchmaking scheme movie?
I guess Hitch.
All right. Here's the answer.
Is
to
it
this one.
failure to launch?
No.
Oh, that's a good guess.
This
Failure to joke.
failure to joke.
Joker made.
We are looking for Joker. Much a folly ado about nothing.
I thank you so much. That's crazy.
I have to give a shout out to people who submitted the titles. We get some of the titles submitted from fans of the podcast on Discord or on Instagram. Bubs, Rocky, Anna W, and Scazzles.
Shout out Scazzles.
I don't all submitted those. One of them submitted Joker, Much a folly ado about nothing.
That's crazy.
And
that
it's the
was
only
you-
way I remember how to pronounce folly ado is by saying ado about nothing.
Yeah, blocked. Whoever that was blocked.
Current score. Hey, you have 24.
I can't believe that.
15, 20, 25.
I don't know when I got
Kevin,
any
you
of
have
those.
32.
Amaze.
We have 2 more games we're going to play. This game is called Build the Perfect Movie. Play
Easy.
music.
Oh, I hear the camera. Who made
Perfect movie.
Jake, did you make these?
Nah.
I made some of them, and we had a musical duo make some of the other ones. We got this many game songs.
Nailed it.
In my little board here. So this game's called Build the Perfect Movie. How it works is I'll give you a category. You're competing against one another in this game. You have to pick 2 movies from that category each, whose Rotten Tomatoes score add up to as close to 100 as possible without going over.
Without going over.
Price is
Oh,
Right
so
rules apply. So you're
low.
trying to build the perfect movie, right?
Okay.
Build 2 movies from this category. The category we're going to do for this first one is dramas. Just a drama. You have to pick 2. So what we'll do is you'll each pick your first, and then I'll tell you the percentage that one is, so you can pick your second one according.
So we need one that's like around 50 or less.
You could. Some people try and go 50 and 50. Some people try and go 90-10 or really low and then really high. But I'll tell you what your first score is, so you can pick your second one according to that. All right.
Damn, I'm so bad at thinking of movies.
Drama is a pretty vague
Yeah,
category.
drama's crazy.
90-10. That's my favorite relationship dynamic. Let's do.
Well, that's Much Ado About Nothing is a 90. I'm looking at it right now.
Okay. I
can't pick it.
Can't talk about that shit anymore because I couldn't the first time. Is that Shakespeare? What is
yes.
that? Well, R.I.P.
Emma Thompson and Denzel Washington.
Work. I feel like it's easy to think of like a really good movie, right?
And then you still will you do have to pick 2.
I'm
Like
trying
a
to
30.
think.
then
I'm
like,
trying to think of a bad movie.
what's
Just
the,
add this background
Wait,
noise.
that's not a. You said one has to be a drama.
They both have to be
They
dramas.
both have to be dramas. Oh,
Even if
sure.
they're kind of like, you can convince me pretty much anything's a drama that has a dramatic moment.
If I'm triggered by it.
Right, like if the big daddy has to give the kid back.
That was rough. That was rough, especially because they were twins. He had to give 2 back. Dylan Cole Sprouse. Behind the scenes. How come we never talk about Riverdale on this show?
Well, this is just one of the 325 episodes that we've never talked about Riverdale on. I think we've
Erasure.
literally never talked about. Is that the show that's Archie the
Erasure.
comic?
Yeah, and it's have me back. Have me back with someone who writes that.
All right, Kevin, first movie. You're winning, so you'll pick first.
Lost in Translation.
Great.
Okay, hell yeah. What's
I
the
hope it's
score?
low. I bet it's gonna be oddly high.
I think unfortunately it will be high.
All right, hey, first movie for you.
Oh, we pick without
Yeah, you're
knowing?
against because you each are
Oh,
gonna have to
it's
pick
gamble-
2.
It's 21.
No, because this you're exactly. Yeah, that's yeah.
My problem is I have bad taste.
That's okay.
My drama will be Inception.
All right, here's the
good movie.
scores. Lost in Translation is a 95%. Statistically, you're the only person ever who didn't like it, just based on the score. So you need a
That's
drama that is 5% or less.
Whoa.
Inception is an 87%. So you need a drama that's a 13% or less. And hey, since you have the smaller first number, you'll pick first.
Okay.
Kevin, brainstorm a drama that's 5% or less on Rotten
So I have
Tomatoes.
I don't know
larger
if that even
margin.
exists.
There's a few.
Well, let's talk about
13% is more feasible.
13%.
Apparently, I picked the perfect movie.
Yeah, the perfect movie is apparently just Lost in
The
Translation.
movie that I took a shit on earlier and walked out of when I was 13. Okay, I will be watching that tonight.
Okay, a 13% movie. I'm trying to think. I probably wouldn't have seen it.
God, we really screwed ourselves.
It's tough.
I would say, God, I'm like, what have they covered on Flophouse and How Did This Get Made? A drama.
I mean, any movie it
any
has
movie.
drama in it.
Any movie that has drama in it. Let's go with The Room.
All right, The Room. Now we're looking for 5 or less.
Glitter.
I never saw it.
All right, here we go. Inception, 87%. The Room, 24%. So we're a little over. We're a little over.
I was close.
Lost in Translation, 95%. Glitter, 6. 6%.
You were only one. The fact that you
Mariah
almost did
wins yet again.
What's G League? That was gonna be my second.
6.
Okay, you know what? Point.
I will give you some low ones. Gotti, the number 23. Those are ones that I know
I
are
love the
low.
number 23.
I think
That's what I'm saying. I have bad taste. I can't trust these.
it
I
is.
can't
So
believe
it's
that's
7
off by
actually.
one.
That's wild.
The number 23 is 7.
Okay.
Gotti is I think a 0. It's 0.
I didn't know
I
you
don't
could
even
get
know what
0.
that is.
John Travolta plays the mobster Gotti. All right, so here's what we're going to do for this one. This is my favorite category of Build the Perfect Movie. We're going to play one more round. Build the Perfect Movie, you have to pick 2 movies that you like. That Rotten Tomato score adds up to as close to 100 as possible without going over. Just 2 that you like.
Okay. I'm going to do a throwback.
Okay.
It was called Rocket Science. I believe it's an indie favorite.
All
Anna
right.
Kendrick, very early.
Great. And now, Kevin, your first movie that you like.
Stardust.
Is that the Claire Danes shit?
All right.
It's
Rocket
Michelle
Science,
Pfeiffer.
84%. So you're looking for a 16. What's the worst movie you like?
The-
And Stardust, 77. So you're looking for a 23. So what's a bad movie you like? And Kevin, you'll pick first.
Why did I do that? Was
I
it a
know,
bad movie? Right?
That's how I feel.
Why?
The review of everyone who's been on this podcast. Why did I do that? Guest on the podcast.
A bad movie I like?
Yeah.
It's good hip music.
I only like bangers.
Didn't you just say you like the number 23 like 2 minutes ago? It's ineligible. We've already looked it up.
Rats.
Yeah, that's crazy because that's what I would have said.
I gotta watch that.
The number 23?
I've never seen that.
I
love
think
Timothy
at
Carey.
worst, I think it's like a good bad movie, you know, because it's so absurd. And I like movies that feel like one of the bad episodes of The X-Files.
I never saw that, but I would.
It is a
Sorry,
lot.
I thought
it's
we were
good
talking
too.
about TV today more than movies. I would have
Oh
studied
my
that.
god, I can't think.
And hey, you're trying to think of a movie that is 16% or less on Rotten Tomatoes. that you like.
How many percent?
23.
I need 23% or less.
Yeah.
I have a guess, and we've already talked about it today.
But we didn't look up the score.
We did not.
Then you're allowed to use that guess.
Okay. Should I wait? Or should I
You could
say?
submit it.
I believe Detective Pikachu was underrated, so I shall submit it for calculation.
All right.
If I'm right, I'll be mad. That's the problem. If it's 16, I'm calling the police. A cab, except for Detective
You know what I'm
Pikachu.
trying to think of?
It's not ADAB.
I'm trying to think of like a shitty sequel that I liked.
Oh. You're like, I'll take more of this no matter
But I don't
what.
know, like Rotten Tomatoes, are those people voting?
Critics.
Critics?
Critics.
Hocus Pocus 2.
All right. Rocket Science, 84. Detective Pikachu, 68. We're far over. Stardust, 77. Hocus Pocus 2, 65.
That's fucking
So since we
bullshit.
don't have a winner, the tiebreaker will be this. This is the tiebreaker of tiebreakers. You have to name a movie you like where there's the biggest discrepancy between the audience score and the critics score. So then someone will have to win this one. The biggest discrepancy between the audience and the critics score, that's a movie you like. And it doesn't matter which way, like if critics like it more
Right.
than audience or if audience, but just the biggest gap.
Oh, I love
Keep in
that
mind, this whole game is
question.
worth a point.
Oh my god, 1 point.
That's and
God, I
every
need it.
point counts.
Not really for me anymore. But
What's a movie that I like
I'm like, let me
that critics
pull up.
hated?
I know, right?
Well, I thought Hocus Pocus 2.
Well, it still could be like maybe audience said 90.
That's.
Are you looking at movies you like?
I'm trying to pull up. Yeah. what
I'll
have
tell
I
you,
watched
critics liked it
recently?
more than the audience. Look, 47% from the audience.
For which movie?
Hocus Pocus 2.
Oh, the 202.
I think it's Hocus Pocus 2 The Streets.
Oh my God. Well, no, it's not. No,
Yeah,
it's
they're in the
not.
Step Up universe.
Oh, that's who you're. Yeah, that's good.
Hocus Pocus 2 Furious.
Hocus Pocus 2 Furious.
Hocus Pocus 2 Here We Go Again.
Tokyo Drift.
Tokyo Drift.
Damn.
Tokyo Drift. Okay.
The problem is we already talked about Detective Pikachu so much.
That's never a problem, but we can't use it in the game.
Yeah, that makes
What
sense.
are you looking? You're not looking up Rotten Tomato scores on your phone right now,
No,
are you?
I'm
What are
just looking. No. I'm trying to look at movies that I've watched.
They just
because I don't
Googled
know this.
movies.
I'm not
Movies?
cheating. No.
Movies. Movies there've been.
Yeah. No, I'm not cheating.
It is hard to come up
I'm
with.
gonna say,
All right.
fuck. This is gonna fuck me, but I feel like people. I don't know if critics change their score from when the movie came out.
I think they can,
That sucks.
but I don't think they do if it's a publication. So there's I've learned because playing this game, I see so many trends on here. 80s, 90s movies and stuff have so many fewer reviews than like aughts and 10s and 20s movies because there weren't as many verified critics in 1989. You
Right.
really kind of had to like write for the Chicago Sun-Times.
Yeah.
But now if your website is validated enough, you can become one of their critics. So it's like Citizen Kane has like a couple hundred, but some movies now have like 10,000 reviews
Okay, I have one,
Yeah.
and people will get mad at me
that you like.
that I hate. Wait, I thought I could go either way.
Yeah, you can go either way. It's fine.
Okay.
A movie you hate.
I hate it.
We'll just go whatever ends this
Whatever
game
will-
is the stipulation.
hated. I saw the TV Glow. Fucking hated it.
So you think that audience and critics are divided on this movie?
Nobody agrees.
Wait, we could do
with
TV
me.
shows?
No,
that's
it's a
not
movie
TV.
called I
It's a
Saw the TV.
movie?
It's a trans
I was like,
allegory.
whoa.
Are you just going off of someone who was in Detective Pikachu was also in this movie? Is this how
Were
we ended
they?
up here? I'm pretty sure
Oh my
the
God,
star
that
is
is
the
the-
guy from
oh,
Detective
yeah.
Pikachu.
He can't do a good movie. That sucks for him.
Yeah, he was did Dungeons
Saves
and
Detective
Dragons. He's really good
Pikachu.
in Dungeons and Dragons. That
I
movie's
never
really fun.
even. Know
I
that was
love
a
that
thing.
movie.
He's a dork.
The Dungeons and Dragons movie.
Really
Isn't the movie
funny.
awesome?
I
How is
think
that not a
so.
franchise?
Yeah.
Maybe that's rated low. Check that out. Check that out.
So I saw the TV Glow. You're picking for difference between audience and critics. Kevin, movie
Saved.
What's that?
I know saved. It's Mandy Moore.
Work.
It's Mandy Moore.
All right, here we go. Let's see which
It's
movie
a
critics and
comedy.
audiences disagreed on more. I saw the TV Glow. Critics 84%.
Pathetic.
Audiences 71%.
They should all be
So
lower.
so that is 13. Saved. Critics 61. Audiences 78. So a bigger discrepancy here. So Kevin wins
Really?
the one
Well,
single
can you
point.
believe I lost?
Who is the guy in Saved? He was in a lot of stuff there for a little bit. It doesn't matter.
Macaulay Culkin.
It's, no, it's not him. The other guy, the guy who's it doesn't matter. The guy whose photo just popped up. Our last game we're playing. This game is worth 3 points. This game is called Guess What Movie Kyle's Dad is Describing, having only watched the trailer and
Love
never having
this.
heard of the movie.
Okay.
Love this.
Okay.
Is that him?
Guess what movie trailer Kyle's dad is describing, having only watched the trailer and never having heard of the movie.
Say hi.
No, it's not.
Can you send me that? I'll run to that.
it's actually what people need to use for
just made
CPR.
We just made an
Honestly.
AI song for our podcast. It's kind of wild. Anyway.
Yeah. This is sound clips of my dad and then a couple of people. So this game, my dad watches a movie trailer, writes down what happens in that, reads that back. You have to guess what movie it's a trailer for. It can be any movie ever. My dad has not been to a movie theater since Space Jam 1. So that's the
Space Jam
reference.
would have been a good pick.
It would have been a good pick. So that's what he's working off of for references. What movie is this a trailer for?
Okay. So he looks really young for his age. He sends some letters and now gets this job that earns $1,000. I wonder why someone writing about them makes them the enemy. He's not 17 or 16. He's a 15-year-old journalist. His mom doesn't like this adventure he's on. He wants to know
You can
what
guess.
these guys
Almost
love
Famous?
It
about
is
music.
almost famous.
Holy shit.
Wow.
My friend
Holy
Aaron Foley
shit.
was in that movie. Shout out.
That game, 3 points for that game, which puts Kevin, and then let me add your 75 on here as well for the script. Puts you in the lead here with near over 100 points. You win the podcast today. Kevin Sullivan, congratulations. Thank you for having never seen Severance.
You're welcome, and I will continue not to do so.
Wonderful. Thanks. Let everyone know where to find you. Anything that you'd like them to check out?
Podcast Two Broke Gays. Kevin Sullivan on Instagram, the Kevin Sullivan on TikTok.
Great. Thank you so much. Hey, thank you for being here. Thank you for having had seen Severance.
Absolutely.
Let everyone know where they can find you.
I'm Hey Beacon on all platforms, which pretty much just means Instagram.
I'm on all platforms.
I'm on
Blue
all
Sky.
of the platform. Why does Blue Sky not have the L in their URL? BSKY is dumb. I associate the L with blue more than.
I keep forgetting to post on there.
That's
I think you're
how
fine.
I feel.
Yeah, well, it's mostly Democratic politicians on there, so not doing anything is kind of right in line with how it all works.
I am trying to YouTube more actually too. That's Kev Sullivan show.
Good.
Great. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening. Thanks for submitting before and afters. See you on the Discord. We'll talk to you soon. Thank you.
See you on the Discord.
I've never seen it.